You could come on a drive with me in exotics like these. Check the description for the contest rules. Who knows, you would be with me in a supercar. Hi guys and welcome to another vlog. I am driving this, the Bentley Continental Flying Spur. This car comes courtesy of CL5 Automotives to me, so make sure to follow them on Instagram and give them a like and follow there. Now as you can see, engine bay is actually quite compact for a Bentley. It says 4-liter V8 twin turbo and the Bentley logo there. You have insulation right there, and it is a hot engine without a doubt. But okay, it's a heavy one nonetheless, so it takes some effort to close it. Now you obviously have the traditional Bentley design, which is very elegant. You get this beautiful chrome grille at the front and front parking sensors, front camera not there. Yeah, headlamp washers, well, they are inside this, which pops out. And obviously the lights have so much attention to detail. This chrome looks beautiful, projector setup, and inside you have these beautiful looking LEDs as well. Certainly Bentley takes attention to detail very seriously. Although the hood is long enough, somehow the engine bay is kind of compact and you have a lot of Bentley design elements like here as well. The wheels are not that adventurous, however it's running on 275/45 19 inches. It says Bentley Motors on the wheel cap hub, rather the alloy wheel hub. And at the rear also you have the same size tire. It's all-wheel drive, so no different size tires. The length of this car is quite a bit, yes, but it is so freaking elegant. It really looks very attractive, and the whole design aspect is where Bentley really shines from every other car maker on earth. So here at the rear you see the lights are squarish. You get the chrome surround there, reverse parking sensors, dual exhaust on one side, and on the other side you've got another set of dual exhausts. Meanwhile, beautiful Bentley logo, rear parking sensors, reverse parking camera, and there is the fog light which is lower down. But you see this is diffuser sort of treatment here. You can put your hand through that. Yeah, it's actually hot, so I won't do that right away. But everything on this car looks super duper elegant, really nicely done. You get request sensors on all doors for the passive entry system, and the level of elegance, sophistication, and overall, luxury on this car is kind of unmatched. Yeah, I know, Rolls Royce, whatever. Anyways, let's get inside by opening the boot of this vehicle, which means that I'm going to struggle first time to open it. Opens like this, press a button on the remote, and there the boot lid opens. Boot is decent sized actually, but you see, yeah, there is some amount of storage space taken by this thing, which happens to be for some system of the vehicle. Now can you guess what is it? Meanwhile, I will do my usual stuff of trying to see if the spare wheel is an alloy or not. It is obviously not an alloy. It is also a smaller size tire. There it is. Yeah, it's marked in orangish color, very Jaguar like somehow. Press this button to close the boot. The battery is below there. There it closes. Beautiful. Anyways, let's get into the rear seat of the vehicle, before which I'm going to show you a cool feature of this car. Soft door close. There it sucks it in and closes it. Doesn't make much noise though. Here, there it goes, pulls it in. Beautifully done. Doors are a little heavy, of course, and it says Bentley right there. A lot of buttons here. Now all these buttons are obviously for the seat adjustment. Meanwhile, you can also press this button and adjust the front passenger seat in order to improve the legroom on offer. Meanwhile, getting inside, let me tell you that this car has more, and I'm not even kidding. Firstly, let's reduce the air conditioning, making a lot of noise. This car has more leather and wood than what is available on earth, so that's a lot. Meanwhile, it has got name for Bentley. Yeah, those are the speaker system. By the way, that is the speaker system behind also for the woofer and the amplifier. It's a little dark in here right now, so there are light placements here in the center, and pretty powerful lights as well, which is a good thing actually. So I can keep pressing this button, and anyways, there's a handle to hold on to on both the sides. There's a hook for your coat, and there is a table here as well. So the table actually comes with a mirror, so if you want to do makeup, that is also very much possible. Beautiful table, really nice actually. Close this. Meanwhile, if I open this, I can see a USB, HDMI, SD, as well as a CD slot. Same is the case on that side as well, so it's on both the sides, both the table as well. Meanwhile, this is to lock or unlock the vehicle. You can do that. This is to open the window of the vehicle, so you can operate both the windows from here itself, and this is obviously to raise the sun blind of the vehicle. Somehow it misses out on a rear roof, yeah, sunroof that is. Meanwhile, there are a lot of things here on the door. But first, let's talk about the legroom. There's plenty of legroom on offer. Yeah, there's good amount of legroom. There's good amount of knee room. There's good amount of under thigh support as well. And you can obviously increase it too. Meanwhile, if I want to move this seat further ahead, I can do that as well. So I just have to press this L button to activate this seat, and there I can move it forward, I can move it back. Somehow it still doesn't have Maybach levels of comfort. Yeah, that's an irony for a Bentley. Meanwhile, there is an air conditioning vent here. In the center also we've got, and on the other side too. Now there's a screen. Now this happens to be for the climate control system. Yeah, there is this plastic which I'm so tempted to remove. Anyways, you can control a lot of things from climate to front control, front air conditioning, that is. Getting into home, you can get vehicle data of the vehicle, including what is the top speed it has been driven. Actually real-time speed it shows you here. That is so freaking cool. Meanwhile, you can recline the rear sun blind as well. So there, sun blind comes down. Now obviously you can do all that from the front, but for the rear it's given on the screen, which is actually pretty cool. Meanwhile, if you want to shut the AC vents, you just have to press it like that. I love the attention to detail and the fact that I can also take the remote out. So here the remote comes into my hand, you press a button. Now I can operate a lot of things. It gives me the vibes of an Xbox. Get into seats. Now I can decide if I want to turn on the cooling function on the seats, or if I want to turn on the heating function of the seats. So yeah, all the seats in this car get cooling as well, rather ventilated as well as heating function. And that's not all. You can also get into the audio system interface. It says rear seat entertainment. Here is the screen. There are multiple screens here, so we're going to turn that on. There it turns on very fast. And let's get into the menu right away and see what we can do. So this is not a touch screen. Yeah, this is not a touch screen, so stop touching it, Faisal. Anyways, you get these settings for email, media, browser, internet, radio. Well, that's about it probably. Remote feels really nice to hold. Let's slot it back into its position, and there it is. It absorbs it as well. Twin cup holders. Meanwhile, this armrest should open, and it does. Here there is space to actually charge your phone, and there's storage space here as well. This can be closed if you want to make it a 3-seater, but there's a big hump here, so 3 people sitting in this car is impossible. Meanwhile, you can open this and access the boot as well, but you have to flip a key there. Really comfortable cabin, good amount of comfort on offer. Let's close these lights. Dear light, why are you not closing yourself? Yeah, now they are closed. So the whole attention to detail, stitching and quality leather, wood and whatnot is absolutely insane. I have absolute no idea. What I believe is, with every Bentley sold, I think they put a disclaimer saying 5 million sheeps were used to make the leather of this vehicle, which is kind of sad, but great amount of comfort and luxury at the rear. And as you can see, the dashboard is a work of art. It's beautiful. It's absolutely sensational. The amount of leather used is crazy. Okay, but we can't get out of the rear seat without accessing this. So there is obviously a cigarette lighter here along with an ashtray. Yeah, Bentley branded ashtray, which is actually quite heavy, but it slots right in position. And here you also get speakers for the rear. So let me open this first and foremost. So the speakers are so that you can actually use the rear seat entertainment. Now this is to actually charge it. Meanwhile, the speakers, or rather the headphones, are itself quite big and massive. That's what she said. I'm struggling to remove them actually. Yeah, these are the beautiful Bentley headphones, which are obviously wireless and really nice to use as well. So here we go, fold them and put them back in place. That's why I'm telling you one thing, really the attention to detail. Okay, let's just leave it like that. Meanwhile, let's quickly get to the front of the vehicle, which means that the walk can be a little long. I'm still going to show you the whole soft door close once again. Here we go, and there, soft door close, pulls it inside, beautifully done. So now talking about the front seat, first and foremost, there is decent amount of storage in the front door pocket. This is to open the fuel lid, this is to open the boot, and these are the controls for the power windows. This is to lock and unlock the vehicle. Meanwhile, initially when I sat in the car, I was struggling to find the outside rear view mirror controls, which we'll come to in a bit. As you can see, memory seats for both the front seats. You can save up to 3 people settings, and these buttons are to adjust the seat in a million ways plus one. Lumbar support, side bolstering, everything. Front seats are extremely comfortable, Bentley logo right there. Like the bolstering levels are phenomenal. You get a dead pedal right there, and you can see the pedals also really well put together. Now these are the controls for the headlight, and if you don't fancy putting the key in your pocket, you can put the key here as well. All the Bentleys come with dual starts. I don't know why. One, you can use a key, otherwise there's a push button start button right there. Let's get inside, and as you can see, the level of silence and comfort is mind-boggling. It is so silent in this vehicle, you can barely hear anything. Okay, let's see the glove box. Glove box is decent size. You have a CD player right there. Yeah, 6 CD changer, and the whole flowing stuff, double stitching, such a beautiful interior. This is just mind-boggling. Chrome in abundance, and below the front center armrest, there's storage space along with a cigarette lighter. I think everywhere there's a cigarette lighter. So yeah, there's storage space. There's a partition here, twin cup holders right there. plenty of buttons. So this is for the engine start stop, this is for the hazard light, and this is for seat heating, this is for seat cooling. You can see that. You just shut this at the moment, otherwise it will make noise. Now this is for increasing or decreasing the ride height. When I press the button, it says car level, normal or high, and this is for the rear sun blind, which can be reclined by pressing a button. This is for the suspension setup. You can decide the damper settings, comfort to sport, and you can actually move it like plus, minus and all to decide how you want it. Yeah, the dampers work really well on this vehicle. Now this is actually the mirror control, and this is the electric parking brake. This is the beautiful gear lever of this Bentley. Looks really nice. Love the treatment here. Meanwhile, these are the controls for the air conditioning. These are the controls for the audio system, and you can also see video on this screen, which is a very nice thing. Right now it's showing this beautiful movie which looks phenomenal. So we're just going to shut it because it's too distracting to watch all that and more. We get into car, and here it's telling me the tire temperature. So tire pressure monitoring system. You can decide how you want the speed, comfort, normal or maximum. So yeah, do you want maximum attack? So accordingly, now it's saying that yeah, it needs air. So you just put it into comfort setting right now, and there it recalibrates itself, and it's completely fine. You can also decide the tire type and everything, what size tire it has, because it also comes with a 21 incher. That is crazy. Beautiful system, touchscreen. I love this. Okay, it reminds me of the old Ambassador which I had at my grandmother's place, and where we used to, you know, pull this and all. It was then the Ambassador, by the way, for the buttons. Now you have this beautiful analog watch there. Steering feels nice to hold. Meanwhile, these are actually the controls for the audio system. These are the controls for the cruise control, and this is for the indicators. Meanwhile, this is to adjust the steering wheel both for reach as well as rake. Traction control button is given here. PDC is for parking sensors. Their parking sensors have been checked, and this is to get into trip meter. So PDC, when you activate, there you can see the 360-degree parking camera on the right side. You obviously get wiper controls. Wipers work really well on this vehicle. Good amount of spray on offer, and there it's also coming on the headlight as well. So as you can see, this Bentley is made of great quality. You see the paddle shifters, they don't move. Yeah, they are stuck like that, but they're long and nice and very different. I love to hold them indeed. Meanwhile, let's quickly play an audio right away to see how is the audio quality of this vehicle. Audio quality is really very nice indeed, and obviously you get an auto dimming inside rear view mirror. Lot of controls here. These are for the lights, so plenty of lights here as well at the front, and this is to open the roof of the vehicle, very much like this old Skoda Superb. Yeah, it is supposed to come down. Why is it not coming down? Now it will. There, so much like the Skoda Superb. You obviously get a mirror along with a light for the sun blind. Let's close this for the moment. And same is the case here as well. You get a mirror along with a light. The quality of the interior is superb. The instrument cluster looks beautiful. It gets a lot of analog displays. Analog speedometer marked all the way to 340 km per hour. Analog tachometer marked till 6,500 RPM or slightly lesser than that. A lot of chrome. And then you have the fuel meter, you have the engine temperature, and you have got a digital display which you can browse through like this. So there are multiple settings. You can get each and everything you want, and probably more as well. There's a compass right now over there. The horn is also really very nice, and I love the level of comfort, attention to detail, quality and comfort in this vehicle. In fact, there's a storage space here as well. So yeah, they have gone abundance in terms of making this luxury car very practical as well. Anyways, let's get driving right away. All right, we're all set to go, which means first and foremost, turning off the air conditioning. Heat seating is turned off. Getting into drive, getting into sport mode. Dampers set on sport, so we just move it like this. So dampers on sport completely right now, and the car is also lowered ride height. So we are in drive. Left foot on the brake, right foot on the accelerator, revving the motor, revs to 2,500 RPM, and off we go. It's a joke the way this car actually gathers space. It is so freaking fast for a car which actually weighs quite a lot, and for a car which is actually a luxury car in that sense. It's breathtakingly quick. Really, the thrust is unreal from this motor, and just the whole character of this engine is so different. The best thing is that in spite of being a luxury car which weighs so much and offers so much comfort, customization and luxury, it's still quite nimble and agile around the corners. Yes, you can feel some amount of roll. Don't expect it to be sports car level, but still you can see it is sure-footed, gives good amount of feedback. Steering is actually good in terms of feel and feedback as well, and this corner although goes on and on and on and on, never ending at all, but there is so much grip from the four-wheel drive system. Power is obviously rear biased a bit, so we are getting 60% power at the rear. Meanwhile, front has 40% power, but overall in the bigger scheme of things, it can channel up to 80% power on the rear wheels itself and probably 60% power to the front wheels depending on the situation. Get onto the gas, immediate response is super duper urgent, and the motor, although super refined, super silent, it becomes quite sporty somehow as you get past 4000 rpm. So mid-range is strong, top end is even better. Now this is a Bentley which is powered by a 4-liter bi-turbo V8. Yeah, it has got 8 cylinders and it has got cylinder deactivation as well, which means that it will save fuel when you're not hard onto the throttle. So in terms of overall practicality, this Bentley does make a lot of sense, producing 500 horsepower and 660 Newton meters of torque. Performance is more than you would ever need, yet Bentley will offer you a V8S with more performance. And then of course there is the W12 as well, which is powered by a 6-liter 12-cylinder motor that produces 616 horsepower and 800 Newton meters of torque. So even on the sportiest setting of the suspension, it's just so compliant, you cannot feel anything inside the cabin. That is the level of ride quality on offer. Super duper smooth, super silent, and super refined as well. Absolutely sensational. The pull from the motor is so sure-footed, so nice. Goes from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in 5.2 seconds. The V8S is slightly faster. It will go around 4.8 seconds. Meanwhile, the W12, well, that is a spaceship. It goes from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in just 4.5 seconds. That is mind-bogglingly splendid. In fact, the Bentley Continental Flying Spur is the first Bentley to crack the 200 mile per hour barrier. Yeah, top speed is 320 kilometers per hour for the W12. This one has a top speed which is more realistic, 298 kilometers per hour, too shy of the magical 300 kilometer per hour number. But honestly, you don't need numbers here. All you need to do is get onto the gas. This is a Grand Tourer. It will get you to places in a flash because it doesn't get tired. Overall power delivery is linear. It doesn't push you back in the seat, yet it has the punch, it has the thrust, and it has the performance to put a big smile on your face. Now this gearbox is also a little lethargic in that sense because it doesn't want to scare you silly. You want to manually take control of things? Sure, no problem. The steering mounted paddles, or rather the paddles which are mounted behind the steering, they don't move with the steering, and they actually, when you're trying to make an indicator move from the left side, you actually hit the paddle. However, downshift, 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 everything is silent, refined, linear, and then bang, the pull, very reassuring. And braking performance is super strong. Like, it really stops dead in its track. Little bit nosedive, but for the most part, I would say that everything is in control, complete control, that is. Bad roads don't affect the car. Yes, there's some amount of body roll, but the shocking part here is that the steering is actually quite good for a luxury car. It is very reassuring to drive this Bentley, and overall, what a punchy motor as well. The same engine is used in so many cars from the VW stable, but every other car has a different character altogether. So kudos to Bentley to get the tuning right on this one. High speed stability, that is also very good. I mean, it kind of wafts along with all the luxury and comfort on offer. So this Bentley Continental Flying Spur actually lives up to its name, that it's a continental vehicle. You can cross continents and you don't cross it, you fly through them, because that is the level of performance on offer. There is no confusion here. This is pure luxury, but it doesn't compromise on performance at all. 7-speed gearbox, definitely very smooth, very refined, and although it will not really give you a downshift, like it's not going to give me a downshift as immediately as I would expect, but when it gives me a downshift, I don't have to realize it has got me a downshift at all, because everything is so smooth, refined, silent, and sure-footed as well. Now we're just building pace by upshifting into topmost gear. Super duper smooth, super duper sure-footed, and super duper sure as well. This Bentley, it just does such a great job. You don't even think twice before going on bad patches of the road, because the suspension will take care of all of it and more with its super refinement and smoothness with which it operates. So a car which offers you the best of almost all luxury in the world is definitely something worth considering. Yes, there is a newer model, a newer generation of the Continental Flying Spur, which as expected is even better. The sound is of muted horses. The horses are well fed, but they just like, if I put a proper term, they're on Monra. They don't want to talk. That's how refined this whole car is. So guys, this is my vlog of the Bentley Continental Flying Spur, a fab car, a car which matches luxury, performance and grand touring ability beautifully well. So beautifully well that it is hard to match the level of craziness, attention to detail and performance which is achieved by the Bentley. If you like this vlog, you know what you have to do. Give it a thumbs up, that's a like button, and also subscribe to the channel. I will see you guys in the next video real soon. Bye bye.